we say poster boy for the Jamaican national team, Leon Bailey, can you give us the same performance you give for Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga for Jamaica? The Reggae Boyz fans has been crying out for it, but you haven't been produced for Jamaica as yet. The pressure is on you, Leon Bailey, to lead the team, especially in the fair play. But Reggae Boyz fans, make sure you guys smash the like button, share the video, subscribe if you're new. Let's go for the intro and come back. Make sure you guys go and check out Cards Plug. Use the coupon code Ryan LFC to get 10% off your order. Everything will be done in the description. Perfect gift for the loved one. Check it out. But I have a special guest on the channel. Mr. Taylor, how you doing today, man?
I'm excited to talk football, Ryan. Whenever I see you, and I'm optimistic as you are, so I'm ready to go.
You happy about the 23-man squad?
As I would say, I am feeling comfortable with the 23-man squad. Outside of not having, I think Jamal Lowe for me was as we talked about in the last video. I think Jamal Lowe was one of the few players that I thought we were missing that piece because his first game for Jamaica against the USA, I saw a lot of good things coming from that player. And I think he would have added a lot of value to this team. So outside of not having Jamal Lowe, we know the other issues surrounding passport and travel documents for the other players. But as the gray area surrounding Jamal Lowe, that's my only disappointment.
Well, let us see. How far you think the Reggae Boyz can go? It's coming home?
As I said to you, I think it's coming home. I think it's coming home. That first game against Suriname is going to be a really exciting game to really tell where we are as a team and to tell the style of play that we're going to introduce into this tournament. And I keep mistakenly saying the World Cup, guys. It's the Gold Cup. I have to remember that my mind is moving forward fast. I'm thinking about the World Cup already. Yeah, it's gonna be. We're gonna see if Paul Hall has an immediate effect on how we play. So it's gonna be exciting to see that first game. I think that first game against Suriname will give us a lot of information as to where the team is going.
Most definitely. Most definitely. But let us see how good is Paul Hall to take this Jamaican team to the next level. We really want to see attacking football from Theodore Whitmore. And I think he will definitely give the fans that and please the fans. I know Reggae Boyz fans, every game you have to approach it different. You have to have a different kind of setup. But we just want to see entertainment. And entertainment going to get the fans really, really happy. But let's jump into the bigger picture. Let us talk about Leon Bailey. Why Leon Bailey having performed for Jamaica like how he performed for him club team? Talk to me, Taylor.
As far as I made my point clear on Leon Bailey, I think Leon Bailey didn't have the players around him for him to express himself the way he plays for Leverkusen. I think now with the batch of players that we have, we will see a better Leon Bailey. And I think one of my only issues with Leon Bailey is the runs he makes against when he's playing for his club, when he just goes down the flank. He doesn't do that for Jamaica. He tends to cut in and he plays a little bit more slower when he plays for Jamaica. And I think we would love to see him at a more more adrenaline, high intensity Leon Bailey running at players, cutting in or taking it to the flag and hitting those crosses in for a striker like a Shamar Nichols to get a good header in on the football. So I think we will see a better Leon Bailey. I wasn't that disappointed the way he played because just I think just having Leon Bailey in the team gave the team a moral boost. Knowing that we have such a player of a star caliber on the Jamaican team and he's a product of Jamaica. And big up to Craig Butler, his manager, for bringing up such a great player to represent our country. So I'm looking forward for Leon Bailey to play a bit better because he has better pieces around him. I remember the Saudi Arabia game; he performed very well. We still needed him to step it up maybe five more notches. But I saw improvements when he had players like Daniel Johnson coming through the midfield, anticipating his runs. So I think his lack of productivity in the past had to do a lot with the pieces surrounding him.
Well, Leon Bailey, we say poster boy. We say Leon Bailey is one of the best winger in CONCACAF. You need to show that in CONCACAF. You need to show the Jamaican people why we call you the poster boy for the national team. Mr. Bailey, all I want you to do is to perform. Put in your 100. Keep focused. Don't listen to the outsider. You're in the camp in Florida. Keep focused. I want you to give me the same performance you give to Leverkusen. Whenever you put on that national color, Mr. Bailey, you need to die for that. You need to play out your heart. Don't hold back. Go into tackle. Few recent time, you're not going to tackle. I'm not saying you must hurt yourself, but look at Neymar, look at Bobby Firmino, look at all of the top players. Whenever they're playing for their country, they represent, they want to play. And I'm not questioning your ability to play for the national team. I'm not questioning ability. You is not good. You are that top player in CONCACAF and one of the best player of all time for the Jamaican national team. We need to see you execute. We need to see you put in performance. We need to see you banging some of these free kicks. You're yet to make the Reggae Boys fans say, wow, wow, what a player we have. Yes, you do it at the club level, but we want to see you do it in the national colour and for your country. Over to you, Mr. Taylor. I'm passionate when it comes on to Leon Bailey. I want to see him do good and I want him to produce for the country. He haven't been live up to expectation for the country yet. But I know you said, Taylor, he didn't have a lot of pieces. Now him have Ravel Morrison, him have Daniel Johnson, him have Bobby Reed, him have Shaman Nicholson, Blake Taggart. He have some excellent player to feed off. I want to see him give him best.
Yes, I think he will give his best in this competition. As you can see, as you said, we haven't he hasn't really wowed the fans. I've seen flashes. I've seen flashes. The important thing to remember about this Gold Cup is as well. I think this is also a audition for Leon Bailey. I don't know how happy he is at Bayern Leverkusen. Maybe he wants a transfer, so maybe this will be a opportunity for him to go out there and show those other clubs who are thinking about buying Leon Bailey, to see maybe him just put a stamp on that and say, yes, this player, we need this player. So I'm looking for Leon Bailey to come out with a high intensity performance in this Gold Cup. But we have seen flashes where he took on players, and as I said, Leon Bailey could have scored 2 goals against Saudi Arabia, and that was due to him having better pieces around him, having more opportunities. In the past, as you can see, Leon Bailey I saw that he was getting frustrated. He was making a lot of runs, but the midfield didn't anticipate his runs, and that can drain a player. That can drain a player because we know you don't want to keep making runs, and if you don't think the players are going to see that true pass, or give you that ball where you need to take on players in stride. So I think Leon Bailey will have a top performance. I'm looking for Leon Bailey. I think this is Leon Bailey's coming out party, hindering injury. We don't want him also to go out there and get hurt as well, because we, as you stated, we have the World Cup qualifiers coming up in September. So we want Leon Bailey to perform, but also come off the field intact, not no broken limbs or anything like that. But I think this is gonna be an audition for Leon Bailey for future clubs that are looking into Leon Bailey, because at Bayern Leverkusen he's in and out of the starting lineup as well. So I think he would like to be in a club where he's a starter, where he's playing a more intricate role in that team. So I'm looking for Leon Bailey to come out and perform much better in this competition.
Most definitely. Mr. Bailey, you cannot complain about the field. You get very good field to prepare for the World Cup qualifier. You fit. I see you do an article. I read an article in the Observer in Jamaica, and you said you fit, you're ready, you recover from the toe injury. That's great. You train up at the Jamaican Federation field. No more complain about the field. You're going to have very good field to play against in the United States. We just need to see you execute. No more complain. No more say why you didn't do this. All I want you to do, my brother, just go down there and do well for the national team. We need to see you do well. Why you think we give you the poster boy? You're a top player. You're a top superstar. Every single Jamaican love you, Leon Bailey. This is not a critics on you, but your performance, and I know you know that your performance for the national team haven't been great, but it has been produced in the club level, and everybody know you. Mr. Bailey, you know what's going to happen? When this Gold Cup perform very well, your value going to go sky high up in the air. When you're playing for your national team, your 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 thing goes sky high and more people going to know you on the international stage. More sponsor will definitely come on board for you, Leon Bailey. So let's give us 150 now. Let's bang in some of these free kick, man. I would love to see that, Mr. Bailey. Trust me, Mr. Taylor. I would love to see that. That's all I want to see the man to do well, man, for the national team, man.
I am with you on that. But I always approach international football with a little more caution. I think even England, a lot of the English players have a lot of the English players who represent England. Let me just clarify that they also, some of them, you see, they're so good for their clubs, but international football, I would say, is a little bit more grimy. It has it's a little more sticky. A lot of times you see players, they're flourishing at their clubs, but when they go to the international, go on the international stage, they find it a bit more difficult, because when you're playing for your club, you're training with your teammates every day. You're rooming with some of them. The chemistry is there. They know how you're gonna make your runs. They know the type of player you are. They know how to communicate on the field without even saying words, just a eye, just a look, and you make that run. And I think that's what Dan Bailey spoke about. That he said that was one of the problems. He had to play with a different 11 at all times because Tapa was chopping and changing players, and that can kill a player's spirit. That can kill a player's spirit. So this is what's important now. It's very important that Tapa builds up some consistency, as I said, by having the core players on the field at all times, and then you make your substitution in a timely manner. It's very important. So international football, to me, I will never expect a player, even Lionel Messi, he doesn't perform as well for Argentina as he performs for his club, because he has top players from all around the world playing with him at Barcelona. When he goes to Argentina, they are top players, but they're not at the caliber or not at the level of players at a Barcelona. So his performance drops sometimes based on the pieces around him. That's the important part that we have to look in on this one. So I think Leon Bailey, I don't think you should worry, Ryan. I think Leon Bailey will come to the party in this Gold Cup.
Listen, let me adjust that point when you say about Argentina. Higuain, Sergio Aguero, Mascherano. What are you talking about?
In I think
Excellent,
2 years ago.
ex. No, yes, 2 years ago, excellent player, play with Lionel Messi for Argentina. But it's not Messi fault. Messi produce, he play good. Higuain, Aguero, these man get the chance and miss. So over the years, Messi has been playing excellent player for Barcelona, excellent player for Argentina. But one of the biggest factor, Messi do not take it up on him back like how him take it up on him back for Barcelona. He don't take up that big responsibility for him national team, and that's what I want Leon Bailey to do. He's supposed to cry this team on him back.
Yeah.
Bobby Reed, Shamal Nicholson. Listen, more space going to given to Leon Bailey. No, because player not going to focus on Leon Bailey alone. They're going to have to focus on Bobby Reed, Shamal Nicholson, Blade Tegas, Ravel Morrison. So he will get space. What do you
Mhm.
think about this? Do you think Coach Whitmore should give him a free role in this team to just execute?
I think so. I think you just hit the nail on the head. So, as you spoke about Argentina, we don't know the role that the Argentinian coach had Messi playing in the past. Since this is about Jamaica, let's get back on Jamaica. We don't know what role Theodore Whitmore assign Leon Bailey to play. So maybe the role he was maybe restricted based on being a role player. So as you said, hopefully we unleash Leon Bailey here in this tournament, and have him express himself a bit more. And maybe we have to ask ourselves as well, does the formation that Jamaica plays, is that formation conducive to a player like Leon Bailey and his talent? Does that formation allow Leon Bailey to express himself as much as he should? So it's important. I think we need to tweak the formation. I hope this is also not I hope this is also an experiment where we experiment with other formations for the Jamaican team. Formations that's going to lead to more goals, to where Jamaica can look more attacking minded and more fluent. But one thing I'm positive about is we have good players in the squad that can keep their composure on the ball. I think Daniel Johnson have amazing ball control. I love how Ravel Morrison he anticipate plays. One thing the coaches teach you here first, I don't know if they teach this in Jamaica. Before you receive the ball, you should already look to see where your teammates are before you get the ball. So when you get the ball, you don't have to look. You already know where you're going with your passes. So it's important to see how this team develop along. And I think, as you said, I hope we unleash Leon Bailey in this Gold Cup and give him a free reign. My final point on this, I stated yesterday on your show that it's gonna probably be one of the weakest Gold Cups based on star quality. But we must not forget this: all these players coming in from Mexico and the United States, they're coming in to win the starting position over the other players who are stars. So these are people who have a grind
Something to prove.
prove. They have something. We might not have the star power, but who would you rather play against? A player who has something to prove, or a player who's already proven? You know, the man who has something to prove, he's gonna play you much harder. So I'm not really convinced that Mexico and the USA is gonna come out there laying down, or a Panama or a Canada. These players want to prove themselves. Players want to get big contracts. They want to prove themselves on the world stage. The Euro will end soon, and when all eyes is off the Euro, it's gonna be on the Gold Cup. So every coach, every scout is gonna be watching these games. So players are coming out there to play hard. Players are playing Leon Bailey hard. When a player going to tackle Leon Bailey, he's not going in to tackle a McGee. He's thinking about Leon Bailey. So he's not going in there to soft. He's going in there to hit Leon Bailey. So sometimes I realize Leon Bailey also plays with a lot of caution, because with his club, where he makes his money. The money that they make playing for Jamaica is not that much. It's more based on pride. So a lot of times players are more cautious into going in for 50-50 balls and etc. So hopefully we can see some changes in that, and those areas, which I'm convinced and I'm quite confident that we will see that with the group of guys we have out there.
Well, let us see. Well, let us see. Just let us see what Coach Whitmore going to do. I think Whitmore should give him a free role in this team. I think we have some good enough defender, and when you have good proper defender can defend properly and very good goalkeeper, I don't think you should continue play behind the bar. That's his reason. Most of the team, solid foundation. You have a solid defense, solid goalkeeper, and you have a solid midfielder. No, in the midfield, this is where Leon Bale are going to get a lot of chances
Yes.
because the midfielder them will create chance. You have Bobby Reed, you have Ravel Morrissey, and you have Daniel Johnson in that midfield. I'm really looking forward to see the midfield. That's going to be a more excited. Jamaica should dominate the game more, definitely. So yeah, Reggae Boys fans, let me know your thought down in the comment section. What do you guys think about Leon Bailey? Are you happy with Leon Bailey performance? Do you think Leon Bailey will come to the party? That is my big question. I want to see him come to the party, and I want to see him produce for Jamaica. That's all I want to see. You're not wearing a number 7 just for wear the 7. Come on, man. Show your class,
David
Mr.
Beckham
Bailey.
were the 7. Beckham were the 7. So we need some free kicks in the back of the net from Leon Bailey. But we have good free kick takers on the team as well. Daniel Johnson, we know what he can do with free kicks. We know what Ravel Morrison can do with free kicks. So I think we have, and I want the Jamaican team to know, if anybody from the Reggae Boys is watching this, that we're behind you 100%. We are passionate and we want to win, is because we've been disappointed for years. We've just been watching things that can be tweaked and the team can do better, and it's not been done. And for Tupper Whitmore, if you see this video, I'm one of the people who sometimes I call you out when when you're not doing things correctly. But I always want to say to you as well, we appreciate you because you picked up the pieces when Jamaican football was at a low point after we didn't qualify for the World Cup and we needed a coach to start all over again. You did that, but that's not enough. We need you to now come and put the icing on the cake, and please take your substitution seriously. Please know the key points of when to interject a player who can bring more fuel to the team. If you see things are just lagging and the game is sleeping, you need to interject a player like Fleming. If the midfield is moving too slow, a player who want to run at player, because sometimes that sparks other players to want to do that as well. So don't let the game drag on. Please make sure you timely put in players on the field where when it's needed. Don't let the game just fall asleep. Thank you again, Ryan.
I just want to tell you guys, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you with the support. Continue, get the message out there. Continue, share the video. We're on the way to 7,000 subscribers. That's a lot of subscribers. So let's get it before even the Gold Cup kickoff. Jamaica versus Suriname. Look out for that, guys. We will be live tomorrow at 5 p.m. Jamaican time doing the preview for the Suriname versus Jamaica. I'm going to have some interesting guests. You don't want to miss it, so make sure you guys stick around. So, until next time, I would like to say peace out. Thanks for watching.